today. He's going to be off for a couple of days. But Jordan Kinch is back in the studio, holding down the fort. Kawhuchi with us later this hour. Jacques Doucet will be with us from Channel 9 in the second hour. Jacques got another great event with Red Rock and Blue coming up this weekend that he'll be telling you about. Plus, he's been out at football practice, so we'll talk to him.
Right,
Jimmy?
right up my alley. I mean, how many days, how many shows did we do on Fridays afternoons for the catering?
Yeah, it's the catering reunion.
Every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the city was a high roller there. $1 long necks and half price appetizer. Who wants a beer? I got it. This rounds on me. I mean, the whole bar gets that's $18. You know what I mean?
Some of those specials you just don't you don't ever forget. That's good
stuff. So we had Darren and Kevin. It was a good partnership for a long time. Had a great run, and so catering reunion. That kind of rings a bell.
Yeah.
Werewolf.
Oh yeah.
Allison Collins.
There's some real good music. So Jacques will be telling us about that later on. I'll give you flowers here early. 3 more winners on Auto Lock yesterday.
You're learning. You see how this works.
Three more, three plus money winners yesterday. That's 7 for 7 the last 2 days. I won't ask you to comment since that is in violation of the ethics rules of the gambling gods. But you can talk about the game if you want.
It was spot when you pick in the Washington Nationals. It's a spot when you're picking against the Red Sox, who were the Royals in Fenway.
Mm-hmm.
So some pitching matchups, some spots, some prices, and it's.
Hey,
thank you, Charlie.
Let it roll.
This is just symbiotic. Delmar is just this trip. Just
rejuvenated.
To go back for 3 weeks.
Huh? Like a B12 shot, right?
That's very good.
Feeling.
What do they call it? You get the IV or something punch.
Yeah. The rejuvenation. I call it a B12 shot. That's probably dated, but
but not a shot. But you get a bag of fluids.
Yeah,
and
you get hydrated.
Yeah.
So yesterday, we had a little bit of an episode. There's this movie I love called War Games from the 80s. Matthew Broderick, before he did Ferris Bueller, was in this movie, and he played a teenage computer hacker looking for a video game, and he accidentally logs into the Defense Department's war computer. And there's this scene in the movie where for about 3 or 4 minutes, all the generals at NORAD think that the Russians have launched a surprise nuclear missile attack on the United States, and they've just got minutes to decide what to do. And they're sitting there going, and there's everything you would expect of a missile attack. There's the sirens, there's the red lights, going crazy. And for a couple of minutes, they're there like, the world is coming to an end. This is it. We're going to have a nuclear war. And then this engineer comes storming into the war room, and he says, it's a simulation. It's a simulation. We're not being attacked. Don't launch any missiles. We're going to be okay. And then the movie goes on from there. That's what it was like yesterday for about an hour in Baton Rouge and with the LSU fan base, wherever it is. Because somewhere before 2 o'clock, somewhere between the time we left the show and 2 o'clock, a rumor took hold about Garrett Nussmeier and an injury off the LSU practice field. And because there was no media availability yesterday, this story was sort of gathering steam for, like I said, for about an hour. And for about an hour, while everybody that covers LSU football, including me, is trying to track down exactly what's going on here, the speculation went wild about how serious this was. As it turned out, by the time Matt got on at 3 o'clock, the rumor had pretty much been squelched by numerous sources, and Matt started his show with it. Nussmeier, had a little tweak, left the practice on his own power, and they're off today anyway. This was a scheduled off day, and look, crisis averted. But for about an hour, the worst fears of every LSU fan flashed in front of their eyes. Visions of the Music City Bowl, okay? And you came to understand, at least I did, when it was over, it's like, I knew how important Nussmeier was to this season. I understand everything that's on the line for LSU and for him personally. But I hadn't given a whole lot of thought, just because I like to be optimistic in nature, about what life would be like if he wasn't available. And there's a lot to like about this team. There's a renewed depth on the defensive line and a little bit of attitude that Kyle Williams has added. There's depth at wide receiver. There is a healthy Harold Perkins. There is big upgrades at safety and I think at punter. I hope at punter. Caden Durham looks like he may have an all-conference type year. The odds makers even think that. There is a lot to like, but none of it runs without him. And this is not a ding on Michael Van Buren. Van Buren's an interesting prospect. When Underwood ditched him, they had to go out and think about how difficult this is. You need a quarterback with starting experience, preferably starting experience in the Southeastern Conference, to transfer in knowing that he has zero chance to start games this year unless there's an injury. Zero. No quarterback competition, no promise of anything. You just get to come here and be the backup and to be able to fit that bill. Van Buren started 8 games for Mississippi State last year. He was a freshman. The results were mixed. He was brought in for a very specific reason, and that reason was if Nussmeier missed a little bit of time, that he would be able to steer the ship. He was brought in if LSU were to, say, have a 7-point lead in the Florida game to play the last 10 minutes if Nussmeier got dinged and maybe start the next week's game against Southeastern, that kind of thing. He was not brought in to go on the road and beat Clemson. He was not brought in to go on the road and beat Alabama. He was brought in that if something happens to Nussmeier for a short period of time, he could hold the rope. Asking him to go in and play, 65, 70 snaps at Clemson or Alabama would be a little bit much for him. So that's where you were. For the idea of life without Nussmeier for an hour yesterday was, okay, probably 8-4 is the ceiling now instead of the floor. And I don't know how well Van Buren would have acclimated, and they would have changed some things up. But that's the drop off. And of all of the Saints players and all the LSU players, this is the one guy that you simply cannot imagine doing the season without. I speculated, Jimmy, and this is the first thing I asked you when we got to site this morning here at Sammy's, was what this would do to the point spread if he had been ruled out at some point. And I thought that it would move it somewhere close to 10 points from 3. And then you informed me that...
So move it 7 points.
Move it 7 points.
Well, it was 3.5, so to 10.5.
Okay, to 10.5. You informed me that just the rumor moved the line yesterday.
It's 4.5 at the Queen this morning.
That's a pretty significant hike for 3.5 weeks to kickoff, don't you?
People respond to information, Charlie.
Yeah.
And it was... they're getting a jump. And really, to take it was 4 yesterday. It was, it went to 4 at some places. It was kind of 3.5, half the places in 4 or some. So 3.5, 4 going into yesterday. But at the Queen, at the DraftKings outlet, and every DraftKings outlet, it's 4.5 right now. And say it's true, which when you hear these things, a lot of times, more times than not, I don't know exactly a percentage, even if you don't say 50%, man, it's worth it to take a risk.
Take a flyer, yeah.
Yeah, to get ahead of it. I would have said it moved like 6. Okay, I'm not saying what the difference is. I think it's more if he's out. But it's worth it to take a chance. And if it is right, you got it at 3.5. Instead of 10.5, and so you still got it's better now than when it moved. But I tell you right now, now's the time to take the 4.5 if you like LSU at all, because I think it will settle back down.
Yeah,
I think some people will come in.
I'm
not the best at predicting the line movements in college as much as I am in the NFL, but
I'll tell you when it comes back down is. Tomorrow's practice is open. Today they're off.
When they see.
When there are eyes on him on the field, then Okay.
because it could be,
Prices
oh,
are
that
very-
man, that's just the local media down there saying, oh, everything's fine. Well, show me.
Yeah, that will be the engineer running into the room going, we're not being attacked, okay? Everything's
So you're going to lay exactly what it was. You might not have the side. So if it settles back down to 3.5 or 4, you laid what it was, but you could have had
Right.
a closing line value of 6.5, 7 points.
You almost feel like you got a free swing.
Yeah.
Out of that. And if you're an LSU fan and you heard this, Lord knows everybody's phone exploded.
Well,
this is exactly how important this guy is. Because these rumors kick her out from time to time in August camp about injuries, but it's not the guy. It's not, OMG, did he tear something? Is he out?
But that's what I,
your worst fears,
torn ACL.
Yeah, your worst fears flash in front of you right there.
Well, I said, this is awful.
Yeah, no.
My first reaction, this sucks. This is really, because right now the odds makers, LSU has a little support right now on the betting market because they were plus money. So it's 40, 50. Now it's basically pick 'em that they make the playoff. Okay? I think they're a playoff team. You think they're a playoff team. We think so. They have no chance. Without him.
No, without him.
Zero.
No.
And there is a lot. There's valid reasons. I got some response yesterday about Rabelais talking about the kid from Kentucky. He's got like 5 kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Barian Brown, yeah.
Okay. He's running with the 2s. Yeah. That's a sign of their talent and their depth.
Yeah.
You've talked about they got 8 guys on the defensive front
That have started games, yeah. They're not just one or two games.
So not only are they talented, this is the best 22 that Kelly's going to put out there.
Yeah.
But you got depth. You're going to lose some guys.
It's his best 44
football.
too. It's his best 44.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Your best 44. I forget what team it was. One year they returned 42 of their 44. It was a mid-level program. Like, no, they're going to have it. They cannot have it. And then Nussmeier is your experienced quarterback. Bet Rivers has them as the top, the odds-on favorite to be drafted 1. I'm not betting that. I don't know. But that tells you, and yes, game off. They may lose because that is going to be the toughest spot for their offensive line to Clemson. That's a tough assignment, okay? It's for every offensive line, their first game. The continuity. So you have all these new pieces. That's going to be a challenge against a quality defensive front on the road. All right? But if they lose that, I still think they're going to the playoff.
As do I. I think both of these teams are playoff teams, no matter who wins the game.
I agree. I agree.
And I feel like Clemson is the better bet because if they lose, they have an easier path to 10 wins than LSU does.
The Ohio State, Texas, and LSU Clemson games are those. I would take all of them to be in the playoff. Yes.
Yeah, that's 4 teams of which 2 will definitely lose in week 1 that could all be in the playoffs. Should all be.
I think should.
Yeah. Should.
Well, what was your first reaction to the first one you read?
Well, I got a call before I read anything.
Okay.
I was on my way. Away from the show yesterday, and I was like, "Come on, man!" And then I call who I usually call, which we're my information people, and it was like, "We don't know. Give us a minute." And then, like I said, about 45 minutes later, I got the call. You're okay, but for 45 minutes, my thought was, you just went from an 8-4 was the floor, and now 8-4 is the ceiling.
One thing you don't get in Del Mar is boiled crabs, boiled seafood, pretty much.
No.
So when crawfish season is over, it gets hot, and then we turn to crab season. We're boiling crabs over here Tuesday through Thursday, starting at 5 p.m. and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at noon. And I had to come over here, and the good thing is now they take a little patience, and and nothing like South Louisiana boiled crabs. The meat that you get out of there, man, that lump crab meat is so damn good. It's as good as it gets. It's my favorite thing to eat. But yes, you gotta peel them a little bit. Takes a little bit more work, and so sometimes people they're not eating as much. So what do? we got a platter over here at Sammy's, 3 boiled crabs and a dozen jumbo boiled shrimp. Well, boiled shrimp are easy. It's all meat, there. So for just under $20, man, came over here with a cold beer. They were outstanding. So really good stuff over here. Now you've got, and that's in addition to everything in our regular menu. Start off with the appetizers, like the legendary fried mozzarella sticks, those jumbo mozzarella sticks with the Italian breadcrumbs with our homemade marinara sauce. You can do the onion ring stack. The buffalo wings are really good. Loaded fries with the jalapeno green onions, ranch, bacon. Our soups, crawfish etouffee rib. Love the white beans and rice over here. Love them. Whether you get the pork chops, the catfish plate, you get a monster bowl. I mean,
Your
frisbee size
are
huge. Bowl. Yes,
huge
of red beans or white beans. So it's got a little bit for everybody. So if you, no matter what level eater, from burgers to steaks to seafood to kids' plates to po' boys to sandwiches, you name it, we have it over here at Sammy's Grill. The original Sammy's Grill on Highland, just over Star. And, of course, the friendliest bartenders around. So, yes, indeed.
Live at Sammy's on Highland Road, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Thunder Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Charles Henniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. No troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925 8710.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. After further review with Matt Moscona. Weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we return here at Sammy's, brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain, discomfort, the things that are keeping you from getting around as well as you'd like. Dr. Michael Goff and his staff have done a great job for our family over the years. So if you've got neck pain, back pain, things that are keeping you from getting a good night's sleep, let them get you in a program to target your problem areas and get you to feeling better. Whether it's, sometimes just a little exercise and stretching program can do wonders for you. But if you do need dry needling or electric nerve stimulation, cryo ultrasound therapy, you can get it there. Then a number of other techniques they can use to get you to feeling better. Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway near Drusilla. And now to one of Jimmy's favorite topics, the Mannings.
Boy, I mean, like they don't have enough coverage. I mean, you something, huh?
This,
well, you know.
This, okay, so this, this little quote from Archie Manning, which was in response to a question about Arch and another year in the draft, or however they phrased it.
Right.
And all Archie said was, he's not going to do that. Archie's going to be at Texas.
I've been telling you that for how long? But when Archie says it, when have I been wrong with the Mannings?
Well,
let me answer that for me. When have I been wrong?
I tell you what, when EJ eventually gets married and has kids, when they ask Archie about your grandkids, I'll defer to you. Okay, so I'm going to defer to Archie on his grandkids.
Charlie,
okay. This has been obvious for a while. Okay,
okay,
I don't think that if anybody's surprised by this, we've seen.
So now you think it's a done deal.
I always thought that yes, that he was going to come back for his.
Sense.
The Mannings are, for a lot of reasons, okay? We talked about most of them on the show. The number of starts that he's got to get, the blueprint that was laid down by Peyton and Eli and the long careers that they had, the success that they had, and it didn't get shoved out in there. The pretty measured approach, given what they could have blown this up into, to the whole college life. I mean, Arch is not, at least as far as I can see, a look-at-me guy. Okay, when you think about the number of social media things that he could have done, he doesn't have to, but he could be. Okay, well, he could be the most, if he wanted to be, he could be the most entitled player in the United States of America.
They're gonna tell LSU they're interested. They're gonna take their official visit. They're gonna do that with no intention. Okay, they're not gonna do that. They're not Dion saying this is not Prime's family, okay? They're not going to show their Rolex watches or whatever they are after the game to get their. No, they don't have to. They don't have to. And he's getting treated better than he's done. He's done little to nothing on the field. Little to nothing on the field since he's been there. All right. He's getting treated better than Earl Campbell did, Charlie.
He is, and it's a different time, and they can treat him a lot better than that because they can give him all this stuff.
Not even including the money.
But let me tell you what he hasn't done. Okay, he hasn't threatened to transfer. He hasn't said I better start. He's been there for 3 years now. Okay, he hasn't said look at me. He hasn't put up his own website, or he is not a spotlight seeker. Okay, and he could be if he wanted to be. He could be Johnny Manziel.
What Manning has been?
None of them.
Cooper, a little bit.
Well,
because he's had to. Okay. He's had to do some little thing, and he's that charismatic guy.
But from a football standpoint, they just don't do that. And so this is not a surprise. But when you think about all the things he could do and hasn't done, to bring attention to himself, then this is pretty predictable. Now, I think this holds. Even if Texas wins the national championship, which they could.
That's funny.
If they win the Heisman Trophy, if he wins the Heisman Trophy, which he could, I think he comes back for his senior year. But this seems to have put everybody on oh, wow, he's going to come back for his senior year. Well, if you read the tea leaves, this was pretty predictable before that.
You didn't say that in that tone, in those words, predictable, no-brainer, everything you just said until now. Once Archie confirms it, I'm trying to tell you, I said all the same things now, but you know, I'm kind of with you.
He ain't your grandkid. I thought he was coming back for his senior year. Was I as demonstrative as I just was just now? No. But yeah, Archie's words carry some weight here.
Could he go back and get his degree? Sure, but wouldn't it be nice to not go back to school? I mean, who? We have college. I mean, you had to go back, right?
Yes, I had to go back.
Was that fun, or would you have rather if you just finished it the first time?
I would rather finish.
I would have had a hard time going back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
made more committed academically than you. That's obvious.
I made it to class a lot more often when I went back. But no, when you're the oldest person in the class, no, it's not terribly comfortable.
You were the oldest.
All indications were yes. That
dude, he's. Why would he transfer? What's Texas roster look like?
Texas rosters looks great.
I mean, didn't they just have the number one recruiting class again? They got the upper hand. Who's got a bigger budget than them?
How many places could he have started from the day he hit campus?
What's that?
How many places could he have started from the day he hit campus? Or at the very least, the second year. You got a kid that said, I will go and I will sit for 2 years, and then I will play for 2 years when I am being offered everything under the sun. It takes a certain amount of maturity to do that.
When Peyton was a big deal, when he was going to be number one and came back for another year, okay? Well, they're not. There's not some economic hardship situation.
No, there's not.
I mean, that used to be the term. When a player would leave before their senior eligibility was up, they called it a hardship declaration.
Yeah,
meaning like, no, he's got to go and make money. You know, his family, and there's a lot of kids like that. They're farthest thing from that. This is not. It's much more of a sacrifice for Kevin Falk to come back for his senior year than a Peyton Manning. It's just being fair, man.
I think about two kids that both won the Heisman Trophy, who both, after their redshirt freshman year, won the Heisman Trophy. There was a lot of light on them, and both of them made enough mistakes to sink a battleship. Johnny Manziel and Jameis Winston. Okay, this kid comes in now. He hasn't won the Heisman Trophy yet, but he's had every bit the spotlight on him that those two kids did after they won it. And he's handled it very well.
Those kids got the notoriety because of their play on the field.
They did.
This guy's got it before.
Which makes it even harder on him, I think, to resist it.
There comes some, with fame, with attention, there comes, you compromise your privacy. Yeah, he can't just be, I'll trade it. I'll go back and be getting his shoes right now.
Right.
But, I mean, there's some of that. I get that. But it's, Whit Weeks and Garrett Nussmeier, the Netflix show that you quoted, part of the thing is like, college ain't bad. Hanging in college ain't bad, which we've been trying to tell people. Man, what player, former player, 10 years removed, 20 years removed, 30 years removed, doesn't go back and say, man, college was just the greatest time.
And that was before they had money.
Yes.
I mean, before this kind of money anyway.
Yes, and so now you add it. Now it's less reason. Now we have this evaluator, 25 starts. It's like if you have 25 starts, you perform better. You don't. Develop and be ready for the pros. So it's
no surprise, but it is confirmed.
I'm glad. I'm just glad that Archie could confirm it for you, because you just disregard everything. You think I'm hating? No, I'm not hating.
I didn't
tell me the last time I've been wrong on these guys. Huh?
The Mannings?
Huh?
When Eli beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
EJ's grandkids won't see a Manning play for LSU. I promise you that.
That's probably true.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget our friends at Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Our great team over at Legacy Title. Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, or refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title 2960060.
Live at Sammy's on Highland Road, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Ruffino'sRestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources.
Yeah, I just got off the phone with him.
Okay, good.
Offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, a chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
College football talk all year long on the Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's time. It's now Kawhuchi time. Dwayne Kawhuchi is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Kawhuchi, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, my man. I'm in Delmar. How should I
you're still there, huh? It warmed up a little bit this week into the mid-70s, huh? I mean, tough. That's a great place. How you been doing out there?
Yeah, real tough. Not too bad. I'll tell you the truth. I bailed out the first day. I had a nice price horse. Then I had Richard Baltus's couple of horses. My dad knows him very well, so he gave us some good information. But, so far, even if the expenses don't kill you, you know how that is. Everything is double the cost of what it used to be. And, it's just you enjoy it. It's your vacation. You save up for this all year. But the horses have been good. I just missed that pick the day of the Whitney. I just missed the pick 5, the late pick 5. It paid $10,000, Jimmy, and I lost the test stakes by a nose. I didn't have both the Rusty Arnold horses. I needed that one horse. I love Sierra Leone. I just, Vic and Zed, and just missed the huge one. But at Elmore, I've been doing pretty good. Was up pretty big the last day of the week and gave some of it back in the last couple of races. But everything's been great. Weather's been perfect. A little foggy today where I'm at because I stay right on the coast, but I'm sure that'll burn off. And it's going to be hot today. It's 80 degrees today, so 80 in Delmar is, pretty hot.
That is scorching. that is scorching.
That's a cool front down here.
no doubt, but what did you make us?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you make of the Sierra Leone win? I thought Fierceness had a pretty decent trip. You got to look back though. Chad Brown did have that rabbit out there, kind of creating a little bit of a pace. But at the final turn, Fierceness, Sierra Leone ran a big race, I thought.
Yeah, huge race. And the pace wasn't that quick despite having the rabbit. And, back in the old school, they used to always run rabbits. A horse named Hedevar used to run against Dr. Fager to try and bury him. And, so the others had a chance like Buff-Ass and those horses and Damascus, But it just now, it's shocking that horse was entered, but it really didn't do much for the pace. And like you said, Fierceness had that 2-length lead at the top of the stretch. And I think the horse has massive distance limitations. Plus, there's a possibility the horse could have bled because, Scott Fletcher always has his horse in top condition. So I'm waiting to hear word. The way the horse folded, it was quite shocking. But Sierra Leone ran great and beat the Brad Cox horse that loves Saratoga. So I had a nice back in that race. I couldn't tell you. I needed Fierceness. I can't remember who else was third, and I got beat by that 70-1. So, all in all, it was a tremendous performance by Sierra Leone. Now we're going to keep our eyes set on how the Breeders' Cup Classic develops, and it's going to be here in Delmar. So you have those three-year-olds that are just monstrous, especially Sovereignty, and now you have Sierra Leone. You still have Mindframe, who Todd Fletcher will definitely have in tip-top shape. And if you could ever see any of those Japan horses, this is going to be a tremendous Breeders' Cup Classic. And it's good for horse racing. It's what you need. And, all the CAW talk around here, I know that's all you heard, Jimmy. You were texting me and asking me about it, and it really was bad the week you were here, where the odds were just tremendously changing at Delmar. And then they put the cap like the NYRA on the win bets. But now all you see is less of the win pool. And you have to understand that the CAWs could see where these bets are coming in and what they are betting on, whereas the general public cannot see that. This is what the distinct advantage is, to where they could ply the pool on the very popular wagers that the people are making on track and so forth. So, the only way to recognize is probably a 5-minute lockout freeze. It may hurt handle. I mean, everybody works both ways with it. But do you want your true value? Are you going to bet a horse that you know is 10-1 that goes off at 2-1? That's the whole key issue. You handicap for value, guys. We're not tremendous bettors where we're betting 50,000, 60,000 per race. We're the average consumer. And if you sniff out a horse that's 8 or 10-1, Jimmy, you want that value. I mean, okay, 7-1, 6-1, the horse gets hit a little, but to see 2-1, you're not going to make that wager to win and lock up your money if you're an average consumer that's just betting $25 to $100 per race. This is what the difference is, and the CAWs have advantages that the player on track does not have.
Yeah, and with the CAW is talking about the computer groups, Charlie, that have these computer programs. It's very similar to a deal that happened in Hong Kong where they rung them up for hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's going on. And they also get rebates based on their action, so they're just trying to, but the bets are made basically they're triggered right before they start. And there was one horse that I had, and so we used to think that guys were getting bets in the middle of the race. They could see like the first 15 seconds of the race, and then they were past posting and stuff like that. But it's the computer groups, and there was a race on the Saturday, the second weekend at Del Mar, and I bet a little bit more. I bet $50 to win. They showed the race in the odds on FanDuel TV or TVG is 18-1. They get to the turn, he's at 10-1. They get to mid-stretch, he's 6-1. Well, I mean, that's a nice piece of my bankroll right there. I mean, that's $600, man. I mean, I'm a winner for the day. If I get the price that I thought I was going to get. So, and one of our friends, had it in a contest as well, which was a big deal. So, no, I think, Dwayne, I think it affects guys like us who know just enough that, no, we didn't get the one hit that we made or the few hits we made. You got to get paid on those, when you do get those scores because they're not as frequently. And when you don't, a lot of people at Del Mar really don't even – they're betting. They got their Lamont. They really don't care. But I think the ones that know just enough are the ones, guys like us, I think are affected.
Well, it makes me nervous that I'm betting against a computer. I can tell you that. I mean, you may be able to ease my fears with some of the restrictions.
And they're good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bet against Elon Musk. Okay, I mean, if they come up with some some kind of angle.
And guys, you guys said it. To keep these rebates. So that's what it is. We're not getting rebates on track. Get comps. We have the best comp system at the Rampart in Las Vegas, but they're getting physical cash back on top of these winning wagers that they're plying the pool with.
Yeah, they and that's another for sure. And so they it limits you. Michael tried to Baychuk tried to kind of, and it just didn't sink in as much, but it was really, and what Saratoga has limited, so they are not taking computer bets a minute till post at Saratoga, and I think it's 2 minutes to post. Del Mar did it while I was there at Del Mar, so they're doing something. But this is the computer guys. This is the difference between a information for like a bet in the NFL draft at a sports book. Well, they lose if the information gets there. The information, they don't care. Whatever's in the pool, the more money in the pool, they take their cut before they pay out.
Yeah.
So they're making a lot of money off the computer guys. So there's a little bit of a balance there. And so speaking of, hey, there was a rumor went out that Nussmeier, the starting quarterback for LSU, is going to hurt. We saw some of the outlets move the LSU Clemson line. Clemson up to 4.5. It's there right now at some current spots. Did you guys move it at the Rampart at South Point also?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I do have access to the odds, and yes, we make slides. About you guys after dealing with one of the marquee matchups we won. I mean, that's one of the better matchups, without a doubt. We'll be keeping our eye on that. But what do you believe has had us up the quarterback? You guys are right there. You tell me.
No, it was, there was no media available. Most of the media has been able to go, but it was no media practice yesterday, and there might have been a little bit of but it was not accurate. But the guys took a chance because it could be accurate, and they might have got closing line value at 6 or 7 points. So they, so that's why I think that's why it jumped up. It was starting to trickle up a little bit. It went from 3 to 3.5 about 2 weeks ago. Then it went to 4 at about half the places, and then a lot of 4.5s yesterday. So we'll see. Y'all getting any action on these on the preseason? We got 3 of them tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And we're sitting at 4, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
There are 4.5 and, high and big juice in Las Vegas. But the Ramparts out point, we are sitting at 4. We opened that game at 3, so we did make a slight adjustment on that, like I spoke to earlier. Yeah, definitely. Anytime, Baltimore is involved on these preseason games, you're definitely going to get some had a tremendous winning streak, but now you're seeing them a 6-point underdog against the Colts. So that's going to be an interesting. And I always tell you guys, you have to watch the quarterback rotation, second, third, fourth stringers, because you're not going to see the starters in these games. You're watching the Hall of Fame game. I think each team only used 2 quarterbacks each. You did have Trey Lance out there who had a monstrous game, and he is a backup quarterback that is serviceable and learning different systems as he's been bounced around. So that is valuable experience. And I always like to keep an eye on the quarterback rotations. Also, the defensive rotations are very important. Who's going to be out there? Who's fighting for a starting job? And so forth. So, initial reaction tonight, Colts, we opened that game at 4. We're at -6 now. Also, Cincinnati, -4, up to 6.5. And in the last game, up to 5, naturally, what's going on there. Even though the game is, Seattle is the home team, -5 on Vegas. So we're going to see how this all plays out.
Here's what we know. The Colts are going to run Anthony Richardson for a quarter and a half and Daniel Jones for the rest of the first half.
Right.
Ravens are sitting everybody. And if you're remembering the streak for Baltimore that came to an end 2 years ago, they've actually lost 4 of their last 5 preseason games.
Yeah.
So Ravens are sitting everybody in the start. Bengals are going to play the starters on offense for multiple series tonight. The Eagles are expected to hold everybody, although that hasn't been confirmed. The Raiders are going to start, allegedly going to start Geno Smith, and the rest of the starters, except Ashton Genty, they're going to hold a rookie from Boise State in Pete Carroll's return to Seattle. So
Pete Carroll at the Jets, New England, and also Seattle.
Joe Burrow's going to play, is he, Charlie?
Yeah, he's going to. He's going to play multiple series.
Joe wasn't playing.
Multiple series. They're changing their approach
because they're 0-6 the last 3 years in their first 2 games, and they're trying something different to try and get off to a better start. So.
Means nothing. I'll be honest with you. And when you have that much of a commodity, when him and Shakey make 90% of the salaries on that team, to trot those guys out there in a meaningless game, to me, that is just unbelievable. And, I did hear that he was going to play the first series possibly, but now you see why the game is up to 6.5. Keep in mind, I'm not in Vegas. I'm not watching all these rotations every day. That's Chris's job. But,
right.
Yeah, I know Genty will not play. That was definitely established. They're not going to risk him at all. Vegas definitely wants to turn the corner, and they're going to try a lot of different things, don't get me wrong, in the preseason, and they're definitely a team to watch in the preseason. But they're not going to risk Genty. Like you said, Baltimore, the streaks, that's what it's all about. They've won the 9 in a row. Now they lost 4 out of 5. That's why they're a very focal point anytime they're in the preseason. We have massive handle on Baltimore, and I think it's the right thing. You don't need to trot Lamar Jackson and those guys out there. There's no reason to. You're one of the top teams in the AFC. Very shocked. I did not know. I thought Burrow was definitely shit. Thanks for the information, guys. Very important to know that.
Yeah, the head coach said he's going to play multiple series. So that's a here's the second odds-on favorite to win the MVP this year, playing multiple series. It is odd, there's no doubt. So he's done some questionable things in the past, but yes, there's no question it comes with some risk. Kawhuchi, look, don't worry, that marine layer is going to burn off in a couple hours. You're going to be fine. You're going to get all the sunshine. You can go play around on the surf, before you get hit to the turf across the street, man. Good luck to you today, brother. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely love you guys, and we're going to make some money today, without a doubt. You know how Del Mar race, you get some good prices, and, you're set for the meet. So we're definitely going to look to light it up. I got a week left. Thank you guys for having me on. Love you guys.
All right. Good luck to you, Kawhuchi. We appreciate it as always. Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com for windows, doors, siding, shutters. Well, how about the siding? When it comes to ensuring the protection and lasting style of your home, there's no better option here in South Louisiana than high-quality siding provided by Relief Window. Vinyl siding, Hardy Plank siding. The Hardy Plank siding, it They got James Hardy Preferred Contractor, bringing the very best in siding directly to your home. Our fiber cement products can help give your home high-end curb appeal with low maintenance, especially trying to deal with the mold and the heat and just the weather conditions that really wear on these materials more than other environments. Relief Windows open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 288-8138, and reliefwindows.com.
Live at Sammy's on Highland Road. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Crowstead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Crowstead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can
3 times.
3 times. Thank you.
Policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
There's more than one way to listen to ESPN Baton Rouge on the radio at 104.5 and 104.9 and 98.1 HD2. Online at 1045ESPN.com and with the free ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford.
Since I don't want to clock.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Happy birthday to Lee Corso. Coach makes 90 today, and later this month he'll make his
30.
final appearance on College Game Day. And also today, the 80th birthday for John Gilliam, who returned the kickoff of the first play in Saints history. John Gilliam turns 80 years old today, the first play ever in Saints history for a touchdown.
Yeah. In Tulane Stadium against the Rams. So, hey, don't forget over here at Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, we got all your tailgating needs as well. We'll talk about it when we got a little bit more time after the hour.
Hour number 2, straight ahead, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
This is Buzzy Heidel for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all.
Yes.
So just to clarify, Tuesday there was one Total Diamond Performance spot that is now Morris Insurance. Yesterday, there were 2 scheduled Total Diamond Performance. Now, an additional adjacency, but two scheduled Total Diamond Performance that are now Morris Insurance, right?
Yeah. So I've been taking. I forgot you told me don't take it out of Los Reyes no more. So I've been. That's the.
No, this is Total Diamond Performance.
Like
it's got nothing.
Yeah, I know, but I have them. No, I have them in for Total Diamond Performance. And then there was a Los Reyes.
And so there was
Los Reyes today.
No, we're running Los Reyes like normal. Okay.
Okay. I could put Los Reyes back, but that's why I was free today.
So how many?
2 Total Diamond Performance.
Okay, 2 Total Diamond. That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay if you run it today, but I want to get it scheduled moving forward after we do this for a week.
Okay.
And you can do that.
That's fine.
You can control that.
Yeah, I've been doing it the whole time.
I know, but once we do this for a week, then we don't have to do this every day. They'll be running exactly this many times in the show, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to talk to Kate about that. I just personally put them in. I don't.
So I need to go. I need to tell Kate.
Fix the order. Yeah. I don't do that. I just if y'all need something to go in today or something like that, then I can do those type of things.
Okay.
But, fix the log and have them scheduled.
Yeah, Charlie didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
So no more Los Reyes though. So stop replacing Los Reyes.
Yeah, I just need to know.
So just
Total
Diamond Performance.
So there were 2 today.
Okay.
2 Total Diamond Performance, 2 yesterday, and 1 Tuesday.
Total Diamond Performance. Yeah. And then I kept putting Los Reyes, taking Los Reyes out and putting.
That's fine. That's fine. I just need to know, the ones you put in the schedule ones for moving forward.
Yeah, it's just 2. It's just 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just 2 that's supposed to be. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
OCBrown.com. The law offices of OC Brown. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
At Custom Colors Body and Paint, we're excited to have Will Rapp and Ian McKnight on our team. They're continuing the tradition of exceptional service that Billy Rapp and Pete McKnight began back in 1987. Custom Colors, located in the Industrial Plex off Segan.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Sammy's Highland Road. Come by and see us for lunch here. We're in the bar area on the right side.
33, 34, 35 years ago, Sammy's Grill right here. Mr. Sammy Nagan was my first sponsor ever doing this stuff, man. And so we go back away. And when I was doing the charity golf and tennis tournaments, Sammy's Grill was always participate and do some on-site, grilling and things like that. And well, tailgating season, you're trying to get your tailgating season, hey, keep Sammy's in mind because we do great catering, everything from, buffalo wings, chicken tenders, fried alligator bites, miniature artichoke dip. The pepper jack boudin egg rolls are outstanding, man. Those are really good. Finger food, too easy. The mini po' boy platters, the wrap platters. I got the grilled chicken wrap, Caesar wrap today is outstanding. Boiled shrimp, salads, the gumbos by the quart or by the gallon, both seafood and chicken and sausage, red beans, white beans, the Bayou seafood pasta, blackened chicken pasta, so veggie sides as well. So, they a great extensive menu. I've been to some events as well where Sammy's is catered. They do a great job. So family gathering, birthday, business lunch, but tailgating as well. Don't go to your tailgate empty-handed. Pick up a tray over here at Sammy's on the way.
The preseason gets in full swing tonight with 3 games, and we got a full weekend's worth of stuff. And to me, this is a little bit more interesting, Jimmy, than what we used to have. With 3-game preseason that's been in place since COVID, the decisions have to be made a lot quicker. You have a little bit less time to work with, even though that 4th preseason game had become nothing more than a nuisance. But we're seeing some different approaches.
The last
here.
preseason game has always been that way, whether it's been 6, whether it's been 4, or now 3. But now you speed it up. The first one, your starters, when it was 4, a lot of teams wouldn't play at all. Some would for a series or 2, maybe a quarter. Now it's sped up, and so. But this year, quarterback battle in Indianapolis. So you talk about that. You're going to get a half.
Full half of both starters for the first 2 preseason games. They're just going to flop the order in the second one.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what they're going to do. And Rick Venturi was interviewed on it, and he said it's pretty close. And he says, well, when it's close, tie goes to the runner. Well, who's a better runner?
Richardson.
Yes. Yeah. And if it's close, who we spend more money or a higher draft pick on? Richardson. So I think Richardson is, unless, now if we see these 2 games and Jones is clearly better, they may go with him. But we'll see. Is Steichen, how much pressure is on him?
I would think quite a bit with, you got a new owner.
Did Irsay hire him?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gone.
Yeah, right. You got new ownership there, and so I can't.
The daughters, huh?
It's a tougher prediction to make there. I would tell you that I know what I'm getting out of Daniel Jones. I know where my ceiling is with Daniel Jones. I'm going to give every opportunity for Anthony Richardson to win this job. I'm going to go like the old boxing thing. The challenger's got to beat the champion. I would say that Richardson's got to get beat out because I want to see. Okay, he might. My thought is he's not ever going to be a really consistent passer in this league, but they've made the investment, so I'd want to see. I know what I'm getting out of Daniel Jones. Do I think they would be better off in game 1 with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson? Yes. 8 games? Yeah. The whole season? Maybe. I don't know. But I know I'm not going to the Super Bowl with Daniel Jones. Not with this team, and not with any team in the near future. So I want to see. I want to give him a chance.
And Harbaugh, who had that unbelievable 19 in a row, whatever it was, that is flipped. So they have gone to. And you used to pay a heavy tax because they inflated the lines because people are going to bet them. We'd bet them till they show us well they have, but the Colts are, and they said they're not playing anybody, and they shouldn't.
No,
they're an established roster. The coach is under no pressure. There's no motivation. Why take unnecessary risks?
I tell Derrick Henry to stay home.
That's why
watch a game on TV.
Of course, you're veteran running back. He's at the top of the list.
Right.
The Colts are 6.5-point favorites right now. You heard Randy say also yesterday that that might be a little bit of an overreaction. to the team that's trying harder.
Richardson might throw 3 interceptions in a quarter and a half. Who knows?
I don't think it's an overreaction with the Bengals and the Eagles, okay? When you play the most games, you're the Super Bowl champion. What are you veteran quarterback? I mean,
I tell Saquon Barkley to watch the game on television.
Well, he's the obvious, but I mean,
the whole first unit.
Does Zach Bond play? No, you better not.
He's been banged up anyway.
Even
if he's not,
you name your starter.
No,
name your returning starter.
I'm sitting there, but I think the Bengals' decision is a lot more interesting.
No, the Bengals and Kawhuchi makes a valid point. This is a risk. I mean, we know Burrow can play, but man, I went through the first game numbers. That's not Burrow numbers. So he's, so they are getting. This is 3 years in a row now. They're 0-6 in the first 2. Now the second game against Kansas City, they got hosed on a call, or they win that at Arrowhead.
Right.
Okay, so that's one of them. Another game was a shootout. The second game against Baltimore. You lose a shootout to Baltimore, but they're losing. But the first game, especially, he has not played well.
He is not.
And I know you say that part of it is he's coming in a little banged up. Part of it is he's not making season decisions, Burrow-esque decisions. I mean, you throw 4 interceptions. Tell me when that happens.
No, that's undisputable. The numbers are there. The question that they have to be asking themselves inside that locker room is why. And they've decided that it's because he wasn't getting enough work. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing this.
I agree, but it comes with a risk.
Sure. Oh, look, he goes out there and pulls a hamstring or bangs his thumb. The thumb is just finally healthy, after that injury. He bangs that on a helmet, and, boy, you're kicking yourself for a long time.
And so I think this line is – but I don't expect – what you guess? I think he'll play. I think you'll see the starters on offense play. I mean, and this is applying to the defense too. They want to get off to a better start. They're going to play their starters.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I interpret it, huh?
I'll read it to you exactly as it was out of the. I think this was
because everybody's talking about it's Chase, it's Burrow, it's the stars.
Burrow can expect a few series of work against the Eagles and a bigger workload expected in the second game. The starters are not expected to play in the preseason finale.
So that tells me one series into the second quarter today, and next week maybe the whole first half.
Yeah.
I mean that's my interpretation. We'll see ultimately, tonight if they go right down the field, 75 yards, flawless. I'd take them out, huh?
Well, you're asking the wrong person because I'm not sure I'd play him at all. They're holding 4 defensive starters.
They're playing them.
Yeah.
Okay, we know they're playing them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can ask you that.
20.
I mean, don't go. You all right? Threw a curveball at the Mannings because I've been telling you for how many months now.
20,
Archie says it now. Oh, yeah, it's just obvious.
24 snaps, 24 snaps. However many drives it takes you.
No matter what he does, the first drive, they're flawless.
If they're committed to playing him, Sarah, I would say 24 snaps, 24 snaps.
So you don't think it? Again.
It would matter to me.
My analytics and my preparation are trumped by what's happening on the field.
Yeah.
If they look flawless, I mean, they're choppy. And we punt. Well, no, I want to see them in with a score. And you might even be tempted to leave them in, one more drive than you wanted to originally.
I think if they go 10 plays, 80 yards, and score 75 yards and score in the first drive, they're committed to a second drive, but maybe not a third. Somewhere around 24 snaps.
But the Eagles, of anybody most likely to sit everybody for a long time. The Bengals are playing more, so that 6.5 I think is high. But I don't think they're playing in the second half, so you don't have that talent to spare. It's -3.5 for the first half right now. That's where I'm getting at. And then the late game on the NFL Network, it's a homecoming, huh? Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
and whether he was at the Jets, at the Patriots, at the Seahawks, he had a winning record in preseason at all 3 stops. Word is, Rick Neuheisel was talking about it. Pete Carroll's playing anything he wants to win. New coach, losing culture, wants to try it. Huh?
The only guy they said they're sitting is Genty, the rookie. Okay, which means Geno Smith's going to play. Max Crosby is going to play. I mean, okay.
He might not.
I would sit
He might
Crosby.
not. Yes,
I mean,
yes, because he's had some injuries.
He
and,
has, and he is a. Would you say he's a high motor guy that the wear and tear? Yeah,
no,
for
that's
him,
when you really get hurt.
The
when you
wear
go
and
half
tear on
speed.
him. Yeah, I would sit him, but they're going to play some people. So,
how long would he have lasted at Eastern Michigan in today's landscape, the transfer portal?
20 minutes. 20 minutes. Saturday. Here's another one. Travis Hunter is going to play for Jacksonville. Both ways. On
that's tomorrow.
On Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Against they're playing Pittsburgh, and it seems like they're doing the opposite of what we thought they might do when they drafted him, which was a lot on defense and a little bit on offense. It's the other way. Trevor Lawrence even weighed in on this yesterday. He's like, I went to the guy and said, you want to catch a bunch of touchdowns and occasionally break up a pass, or break up 2 or 3 passes a game and catch a touchdown occasionally? He goes, I want him on offense. Okay.
We're really old when Pete Carroll, I remember when he was coaching the Jets and coaching New England, he wasn't terrible, but he was sort of immature. He wasn't mature enough. He was so young that he wasn't a failure. He had like a 500 record, but it got the Jets to a playoff game. But he was just immature, and he just wasn't ready for it yet. Now we see him. What's he still doing coaching?
Right.
Yeah.
The most energetic
73, 74.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. He doesn't look. He has always been a high energy guy, and he's a fantastic coach. Whatever you think of, I know the LSU fans here.
73.
We'll think of him as the guy who was at USC all those years where there was this rivalry of teams that never played, if you want to call it that. But they were good, man. I mean, and he was really good at Seattle.
Lincoln Riley just can't do it. And USC has upped their game, up their support financially when they went and got him, whether it's a private jet to everything to the player budget. But they just can't get those guys up front that they had. And he's still like their teams are still like they were at at Oklahoma, a little bit of built like a flag football team. They have no physicality, physical element to them, and it hurt. They lost all 4 road games last year. Now they won at UCLA across town officially, but the other 4, they lost them all. At Maryland's only conference win last year.
That was
29-28.
That was
down
a
up
real
14 in the fourth.
Screwy one. What was the one that they blew the lead in the second half?
That one.
There was another one I'm thinking of that they blew the lead last year.
Well, Michigan, they blew it. They had the lead there.
Minnesota
was another one.
That was the one I'm thinking of.
That was a controversial play.
Yes,
that one too.
Yeah, and that was the one I thought that they were going to win.
So Pete Carroll replaced. Who was the coach at USC before him?
Oh gosh. Was that John Robinson's second run?
Paul Hackett.
Paul Hackett.
And so everybody was looking for jobs, and Carroll convinced one assistant who had a job in the NFL, and he said, if you want to do, I need you at least this year. I need you this year. And the guy that's most responsible for getting all those linemen?
Bebe
Orgeron.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
He made 2. Keeping Bebe was such a huge deal for the recruiting. The other guy, Norm Chow.
That was the other key hire. Yes,
really
because Leinart hit the ground like was when they lost Carson Palmer, and they beat Iowa in the Orange Bowl like a drum, and they were gonna have some growing pains. And we talk about that young quarterback, that first road start in a hostile environment. Well, Auburn, Alabama is a pretty tough place to start. Have your first start. He hit the floor running. He hit the ground running. I mean, he looked like Chow was really good. He was really, just one of those lifetime coordinators that just wasn't a great coach.
Head coach.
That's what I mean.
No, his schematics were pretty strong.
He's highly
very good play caller. Very, very good.
Ahead of his time. Ahead of his time. Don't forget our friends over at United Community Bank, the local way to bank big, with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow, including their newest branch at Burbank and Bluebonnet. We've been serving the people of South Louisiana for over 50 years. Prentice Wilkes, Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live from Sammy's on Highland Road, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway to Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padiolas expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martin Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we'll return here at Sammy's on Highland Road. We're also brought to you by the Thibodaux store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. If you got those home projects projects that you need to take care of. Yeah, look, some of these things you can handle yourself without hiring a handyman or a contractor. Let the experts at the Thibodeau store walk you through step by step. Make sure you're not wasting time or money. You'll get supplies that you need, techniques that you can employ, not waste any time or any money. Lots of hand tools, power tools, lumber out of the Pierre Part store. And as we get closer to tailgating season, lots of grills, crawfish pots, jambalaya pots, all the way up to your big green egg cookers for your patios. Lots of patio furniture, too. Go on the website,
Tailgating.
TheThibodeauStore.com. Yes,
tailgating, outdoor cooking, on-site cooking. It's unbelievable.
Make your whole kitchen out there.
So, the different jambalaya pots, like you said, with all different sizes and price points. The burners, you could do single, double, and triple, burners if you want to fry and do stuff like that. It blew me away. It is awesome, man. So you getting ideas right now, trying to formulate your, do your own cooking at the, or if you do, you're a caterer and do on-site cooking for people's tailgates, you got to go visit the Thibodeau store.
The Saints out in California, they'll be there until next Friday. So a lot of practices in addition to the game. They play with the Chargers on Sunday. Kellen Moore hasn't said a whole lot so far about exactly what his quarterback rotation is going to look like Sunday. This one's unique, Jimmy. We talked about the rotations for. If you got Joe Burrow, do you play him? If you got a quarterback competition between Richardson and Jones, what do you do there? The Saints have a full-fledged 3-player quarterback competition that for the moment is still too close to call. And your couple.
You believe it's 3?
I don't believe Haener will start. I do know that they're still giving him equal reps, though.
Dumb.
So, I would have thought that would have been over a week ago. I would have thought that they would have scaled that back.
Haener's not in it. It's a two-person race.
I think so, too. But they're still getting those kind of reps. So, with that in mind, how would you split this up if you were Kellen Moore for
I do it like the Colts are doing.
You would give Rattler. Let's just say Rattler because he's the older of the two. The more experienced of the two by 6 games. You give him a quarter and a half here, and then you would give Shuck half a quarter, and let Haener play the second half, and then you would flip that for the second game.
I would even go one half apiece. I would do more than with the Colts. Both the Colts quarterbacks. It's a quarterback competition. Richardson's going to get the benefit of the doubt. If it's close at all, they got more invested in him. And like you said, his ceiling is way higher. So let's try and play him and see if he can develop. Give him a chance to develop where he didn't have those 25 starts in college. And a guy that needs it more than anybody.
Yeah.
I would even go a whole half here, with and rotate it back the next game. Haener could play a little bit in the third game, but he just I don't really get that. I guess he wants to give him enough. Haener's he's got some physical limitations, and he's just not an NFL quarterback.
No, he's undersized.
He's a roster guy. He's got a below average arm. Can he be your third quarterback? Yeah, but he's not. He's without injury, he will never start a game in the NFL. He would just not. Now, I loved him at Fresno. Fine. He was a big difference being in and out of the lineup. I can tell you that at Fresno.
Sure.
But it just does not translate to this league.
I don't think he'll ever be a starter either.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
quit wasting your time with those reps, man.
But they haven't so far. I think after this game, you have to. The problem you run into with that is, what happens if one of the two front guys goes out there and stinks it up, and Haener plays great in the second half? You can just say, well,
then you get what you get.
You kind of painted yourself into a corner at that point.
Yes.
Because you don't have a situation where you have a veteran. I remember this so well. The year after Bobby Hebert held out, he missed the entire season in a contract dispute, and the Saints went out and acquired Steve Walsh. And in the preseason, when Bobby came back the following year, Bobby was rusty. He had been out of the game a year, and he just did not look good in the preseason at all. And Walsh lit it up. He looked fantastic. And after the third or fourth game, whenever it was, Jim Moore said, "Okay, Bobby's our starter." because he knew that Bobby Hebert was a starting quarterback, in the NFL, and Steve Walsh was more of a borderline guy. Started some games, had some success, but he wasn't as good as Bobby. But he knew that.
What year was that, Charlie?
1991, I believe.
I went to the game that Walsh came in the first game.
You talking about the year that Bobby came back was 91. Bobby sat out 90, I believe.
First snaps in regular season that Walsh ever took was against who?
Oh, in Dallas?
Cleveland.
Okay. I don't
Tom
remember that game.
Spicune, full page ad. Walsh baby. Vanilla Ice era. Yes. I was in a dome with all those screaming idiots, man.
It's been a while. That's right. Look, I'll be honest with you. I was aggravated that Bobby had sat out at the time. So I was like, yeah, give it to Walsh if Bobby doesn't want to play. And, of course, we know Bobby really well now, and the whole deal was a big contract dispute, and Bobby was clearly the better of the two quarterbacks. But at the time, it looked like, well, man, why? And I remember asking the question, why would you play Walsh in all of these games in the preseason and ask him to do, any more than he did if that doesn't seem to count, if you had your mind made up already? But Kellen Moore doesn't have the luxury that Jim Moore had, which was knowing that he's got a bona fide starting quarterback on his roster. For all we know, none of these three guys will ever be a long-term starter in the league.
Bobby was more of an NFL quarterback skill set, too. Okay, he went to a smaller school, okay, but he had a much bigger arm.
And Bobby had played a lot of football by that time.
And two things. One, did he have a good supporting cast in Miami? And also, they were running a pro-style offense when nobody was at Miami. They were throwing to the backs and doing things like that.
They ran 11 personnel better than anybody.
Some of the more controversial plays, were the back Cleveland Gary, who got in against Notre Dame.
The Catholics versus convicts game.
They were doing things, but so when he came on, man, we're like, oh my God, this is it. This is the missing piece, because he lit Cleveland up. He had Eric Martin on kind of a skinny post. He took to the house. I mean, just kind of, just like it just opened up. Well, then when you could cheat, because he doesn't have legitimate NFL arm strength, and it kind of, it just, they got a book. He was limited, and that was because, man, if the Saints, the one year they had the really good offense where Dalton made the
86.
Dalton made the Pro Bowl. Eric Martin made the Pro Bowl.
Ruben Mays was a third-round pick who ended up rushing for like.
Did Hobie make it? Was he on those
Stan
teams?
Brock did.
That's a little chunk of offensive player, because the defense was so good.
86, 87, one of those two.
Yeah, they had a really. Did Bobby make it too?
I don't think Bobby made the Pro Bowl, but that was back when the Pro Bowl,
the first three from each conference.
And you actually went and played in the game. I don't think Bobby made the Pro Bowl, but no, the 87 team was a really good team. They just weren't better than San Francisco. They went 12-3.
That was the strike season.
The strike season, but even with the strike games where they went 2-1, Frisco went 3-0. Frisco went 13-2. Saints went 12-3. Saints had the second best record in the NFL and had to play a wild card game, and they still ain't blocked Keith Millard or Chris Doman.
Took a 7-0 lead,
and then they did not block Doman and Millard the rest of the way. Jim Dombrowski became a guard that day.
Who was the game they lost? And Forte was the scab quarterback, but who was the game they lost? The team.
Chicago? Or did they win that game?
At the St. Louis Cardinals.
Visekahima broke the
went
across the line?
I don't know about that, but I mean, the Saints outgained them by like 250 yards. They found a way to lose, because Forte was a great replacement quarterback.
He was one of the top,
it was a great replacement quarterback.
I seem to remember there was a return in that game. Visekahima may cross the line or something.
I'm just telling you, Saints went up and down the field, and it was just. I thought Visekahima was on the regular team, though.
He was on the regular team, but there were a few guys that crossed the line. I might be thinking of the wrong game. I remember that lousy turf at Busch Stadium, though.
But it's like, for instance, that San Francisco team went out, was very aggressive, and got all kinds of replacement play. Were prepared for this, way more prepared. They played a Monday night game against the Giants, and I think the Giants were the defending champions.
They were.
And the Giants didn't do anything, and they beat them 48-0, and it was so. Yeah, those 3 games were all the difference in the
That's
world.
when LT and the guys were like, we're crossing the line if we don't get this fixed at some point.
Like Parcells told that assistant, I don't care what comes out of his mouth. You listen to him.
Yeah, put 56 out there. On the President's Council now.
Workbox Services, they can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial or residential. Our shipping containers come in all different sizes, not just one size like most places. The units can be customized for we can customize them for any. We can make them out to lunchrooms, offices, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control. You want AC? Need that? No problem. Different shelving, lighting, you name it. We can customize it exactly how you want it. Give my buddy Martin Patio and Workbox a call at 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Jacques Doucet from Channel 9 joins us when we come back. Big event for Red Rock and Blue Coat this weekend. Plus, Jacques' been out at practice. We'll get his thoughts on the first week.
He spread the rumor yesterday.
He did not. Don't let somebody hear that and think different. Live at Sammy's on Highland, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games. Just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Segan, near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Crow's Head, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Crow's Head exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino. Show.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Live at lunch with Odd and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And return here at Sammy's Live at Lunch. Good to have our friend Jacques Doucet in from WBFB Channel 9 in red, rock, and blue in its 18th year raising money for military charities. Good to see you, JD. How you doing, man?
Charles, thanks for having me, man. Great to be here at the OG Sammy's, I guess we would call it, right?
Right.
So.
We're always happy to help you promote what is become an annual event, and has seen a lot of different things that you guys have done to raise money for military charities over the years. And we're going to get to all of that. But I got to ask you, where were you about, say, 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon?
I think I was skirting the line between, do I need to address some stuff on the internet and do I let it lie, maybe? Because, it started to kind of blow up. There were some tweets by certain people saying that Garrett Nussmeier had a torn ACL. Then I'd gotten a couple of text messages about, people here and getting carted off the field and this and that. I reached out to some people. I can't say that I have worked this story as maybe hard as I could have, because as you referenced, they're supposed to go to practice tomorrow and we're supposed to be able to go watch. And Joe Sloan, of all people, is supposed to be giving a press conference tomorrow.
How convenient.
Around that time. So, will we go out there? Will we see him? Will they make an adjustment to their practice schedule? I'm not sure. But to answer your question, it started blowing up and there was some panic. And then LSU said he's fine, but there wasn't a whole lot of elaboration on it. And so what does that mean?
If he's okay, let's play it straight here for a second. They said he's fine. What else do they have to say? If that's what happened, okay, then he's fine. And he goes to practice tomorrow, and he goes to the scrimmage on Saturday, and we go on about our business. If he is limited or whatever, the questions are going to come back. Okay, fine. We'll wait till tomorrow on that. But the rumor did get to the point where pretty much every news organization that covers LSU had to make some kind of statement about it. Had to say, hey, look, you did on your newscast last night.
Yeah.
Matt did it at 3 o'clock right there. That was when it looked like it had calmed down. It happened. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad I wasn't on the air when it happened, because then you got to try to, do a story where it was what Hunt was dealing with that yesterday.
Wilson Alexander, Jacob Hester, all the people we respect and follow. All had to address it.
Right. And I think Shea Dixon had put out a tweet that got a lot of traction. That he's fine. Okay. Usually, we're no strangers to rumors around here, especially when it comes to the LSU football team. Rarely do they get to the level where everybody's got to make an I'm okay, you're okay kind of statement. Usually it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah, and is that a reflection just of modern day media now with X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, where things can, in 5 minutes blow up and take off? Now, how many people, even though as important as those social media platforms are, how many people are on those in our total population here? I did hear from a lot of people saying that they had heard nothing about it until we started talking about it. So, people have lives and they have to go to work and whatnot. But
it happened really quick. Like I said, when we left the show after yesterday, and by the time 20 minutes later, this was starting to pick up some steam. By 3 o'clock, it was over.
Mm-hmm.
So it happened. You had to be paying attention. If you were in a 2-hour meeting, if you went to the movies at 1 o'clock yesterday, the whole thing was.
It was a short window, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but even Nussmeier himself, at any point, take out your phone, put something on, Instagram or X or wherever.
Right.
I'm fine. So we'll see tomorrow. But the fears have been alleviated. Now be honest about this one. Like every other LSU person that covers LSU, you had to be thinking about, what if he is out? Well, what do you think of what if he is out?
Well, I mean, this is a time of year to be positive and counting down to the season opener, and I can't wait, and we're excited, and I mean, I got to be truthful. If you would think of the one thing that could send this season into the ditch, it would be Garrett Nussmeier injured.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad's good friend Skip Gardner in Gaydon, Louisiana. He's been in and out of the nursing home. So my dad says, can you send him some magazines to kind of cheer his spirit? So I get him the Tiger Rag magazine. I get him the 225 magazine. Who's on the front cover of that?
Nussmeier, I would
Garrett
imagine.
Nussmeier. Yeah, the whole team's built around him. The clip that the Netflix documentary sent out the other day with Brian Kelly, he's talking to Trace Armstrong about we got to get Garrett Nussmeier back next year. He's the key to the whole team. So not breaking any news with that, but and the other two guys behind him, they're young, they're talented, but the times we've been there at practice, they're not completing a whole lot of balls. And so that just really makes you nervous, especially with an offensive line still that you're not sure about.
I'm going to give them a little bit of a break in that LSU's second defense has got plenty of experience on it.
Yeah.
And LSU's second offensive line does not. But you're right. I think that Michael Van Buren was brought in as an insurance policy, but let me not get myself in too much trouble here, but like some insurance policies, you're not fully covered. Okay, you're covered for Louisiana Tech. You're covered for Southeastern. You're covered if you have a lead in a conference game. You're not covered for a road game at Clemson or a road game at Alabama. You've got partial coverage is what you got.
Yeah, I mean, you root for Garrett. He's done things the right way. He's been here for 5 years. He has come off the heels. LSU's been playing football 132 years, Charles. He's coming off the heels of the two greatest quarterbacks in the history of the school that both won Heisman trophies. I guess you could talk about Burt Jones and some others in there, but these are your two Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks, and he's in a modern time where there's a lot of pressure, more pressure than they used to be because of social media and all the talk out there, and you're rooting for him, and he can make all the throws. He's looked very good at practice. I think Monday was the day that Harold Perkins baited him into the interception. Harold's looked very good, but yeah, this would be an all-time bummer. I mean, I was thinking about it today. You and I have been around for a long time. I was thinking about preseason bummers, and the two that I could think of, one goes back 20 years. Ali Broussard had an ACL in 2005. I think that, Katrina, 20 years ago this summer. But he blew out his knee before the season. And then Leonard Fournette, they tackled him in practice 2016, and he had his moments in 2016, but he was kind of limber, he was kind of limping all year. I mean, can you remember a preseason bummer that would equate to something like this? Hopefully we're not talking about.
I can remember two. One of them ended up not being a bummer at all, and the other one ended up costing them, but not until way down the road, and they were in back-to-back years. 2011 was Shady's.
Yes.
And I thought that was going to blow a hole in the boat. I really did. It blew up their quarterback situation. The whole team had to do a mea culpa. Les was out of his mind with what they had done. I thought that was going to sink them in the opener that year, and couldn't have been more wrong. Okay, that was one of the. I mean, I remember that press conference where there's 20 of them on the leadership council, and they're all coming out to apologize. And I'm like, Les is going to lose his mind over this. They had to change quarterbacks. They didn't trust Jared Lee at all. And I'm like, no way. And couldn't have been more wrong. Great team all the way until the end. We know how that happened. Then the next year, I remember this very vividly.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
Friday,
of course.
Tyrann Mathieu was dismissed from the team. And
I should have thought of that.
I was taking a Friday off. I had some friends in from out of town. It was about this time of the year. They were in the camp, but not too far. And it was I was leaving town early. And I got a call and said, "You better come back for this press conference." And I said, "Is it that important in camp? Who's running with the ones?" No, come back. I was halfway down the road. I was 20 miles down the road. I turned around and came back for that press conference. And that didn't really hang them until the Alabama game.
Mm-hmm.
They were a good team. With him, they might have won a title. So those would have been my two.
Yeah, that's a great call because LSU used to do something called Media Day. You remember that?
Uh-huh.
And you would go around and talk to everybody, and Tyron was there. He had this platinum blonde hair at the time, and a few days later he was off the team. Still one of the more fascinating stories in LSU history that the AD at the time, we're not putting up with this. This has got to go. And then, a few years later, the AD and Tyrann Mathieu were standing on the field at Tiger Stadium as he's making a $1 million contribution to the Tyrann Mathieu Players Lounge at Football Ops.
I'd prefer not to talk about that, AD. It's all the same to you. All right, tell me what you've seen. Quarterbacks aside, we've been out there for several days last week.
They're loaded at wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, the second you mention 3 or 4, there's like, oh, they got these 3 or 4 too. I mean, Aaron Anderson is your leading returner in receptions and yardage. He hasn't been out there, and I don't want to say you've forgotten about him, but when the other day I'm standing there looking at Nick Anderson standing next to Trey'Dez Green and saying, oh, my God, look at these freaks. You know, Trey'Dez is a tight end, obviously, but could play like a wide receiver. Chris Hilton has obviously not played a ton in his first 4 years at LSU. When he has played, he's been a problem for the opposing defense. Back to Anderson, they've used him all over the place. So you have a lot of wide receivers there, but as you would talk about, the old cliche is football teams are built from the inside out, not the outside in. And so I have been surprised. Let's see here in my notes here that what's my guy Bernard Gooden has flashed as much as he has on the defensive line. So is that a product of LSU not blocking him, or is he good?
He's got a big first step. He's got a very quick first step. I wasn't expecting to see that when he got here. And I think he's a wonderful addition to this group because he doesn't have to, at 270 pounds-ish, play 50 snaps a game. I mean, it's been one of the tougher positions to keep people healthy of recent memory at defensive tackle. If this guy can play 15 snaps a game or 18 snaps a game, he's going to be hell to deal with. If he had to play 50 or 60 snaps, I'd worry about him getting worn down. I'd worry about any defensive tackle getting worn down, but especially him because he's not that big. Now I can put him in on passing downs. I can put a package in where I get maybe 4 speed rushers in there on a third down and long. I can have Patrick Payton on one side. I can have Gooden in the middle. I can maybe have Relaford on one side. All of us, and maybe I can slide Peyton down a little bit and put Perkins on the outside. It opens up some really fun, creative things that you can do on passing downs to have an interior guy that is built like he is.
Yeah, I agree. Peyton has really flashed. He's been in the backfield a lot. You know, sometimes I've gotten exhausted with the Harold Perkins talk because I'm sometimes wondering how good is he really. I joked that Michael Clayton, when he got to the NFL, he caught like 80 passes for 1,200 yards, and he never followed that up again. And I think he wrote a book called Chasing My Rookie Year. Well, I feel like Harold Perkins has been chasing his freshman year to an extent to be the impact he was that year.
Well, I would tell you chase from the outside, not from the inside. Peter Perkins.
Yeah. You know, when he got injured last year, he played 4 games. He had a tackle and a half for loss. He didn't have a quarterback sack, so I'm starting to wonder. But the times we've gone and seen him the other day, like I said, he made the interception on Nussmeier. They're throwing these quick passes at the line. He's coming up, stopping Bauer sharp. He's all over the place. So hopefully, this is obviously it for him, and hopefully he shines. And, back to Nussmeier, when we've seen him, they have come after him at times, and he has thrown some beautiful passes. The other day, he's deep in the pocket. He flips it up. He drops it right in the breadbasket to Chris Hilton, sprinting down the sideline for about a 30-yard gain. He tosses one up on the right sideline. Trey'Dez Green out-jumps his man for a big gain. He throws one the other day. I think one of those deals where you throw it before the guy breaks. Xavier Thomas, like about a 10-yard out, makes the catch. Nelson was real pumped about that. So he's looked very good throwing the football. How good can they run the ball? I mean, Caden Durham has broken some runs. Will Caleb Jackson be a factor this year? Those are some questions.
We'll take a break. We're brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners when it comes to retirement. No two situations alike. Talk to Phil Fontenot and his staff online, coastalcapitaladv.com, also 337-981-1376. They'll work with you as well as your business partners, your legal team. Doesn't matter where you are in life, they can get a plan that makes sense for you. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors. Member FINRA, SIPC, Coastal Capital Advisors. We're by Jacques event at Red Rock and Blue, and we come back here live at Sammy's on Highland Road, 104.5, ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial...
Whenever you're ready.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Hanniger. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Chris Massaro, Bruce Marshall, Troy Macker all join us, and we are one step closer to LSU football season. Live at Lunch from Rufino's, 11 a.m. Friday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. All college football, all year long. The Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, Jacques, Red Rock and Blue coming up this weekend. What's on the agenda?
Well, I have to thank my good friend Ben Castillo, guitarist in the band Regeneration. He came up with this idea several years back to get bands that used to play the Catery before it unfortunately burned down 15 years ago. To get
Has
back.
it been 15 years? Wow.
Yeah, I think it was New Year's Day of 2010.
It was definitely New Year's Day. I just didn't remember the year.
Yeah.
Go on.
So to get these bands back together and play for charity, and it has been a winning formula in terms of the first two we've done. We've drawn 500, 600 people. Last year we did it kind of as a spin-off. We gave $17,000 to the Louisiana Firefighters Foundation, and this year we're at the Texas Club. It's Saturday night. As successful as they have been, the person that kept popping up in the Facebook comments, when are you going to get? When are you going to get? Well, we got Allison Collins. Okay, she wouldn't play the first two, so a lot of people want to see Allison. So she's leading off. Everyone's favorite 1990s crush is leading us off. Dylan Cruz in the leadoff spot there. She's been great. Looking forward to her playing. We got Blueverse playing. We have Amos Moses. Amos Moses has been kind of the steak and potatoes of this thing. They have drawn a lot of people to come out and see him. And then my good friend, Cam Pyle is an Amos Moses. He put this whole thing together as far as the lineup. And then Rhett Guillat and Werewolf will close things out. So tickets right now, TexasClub.com. About 500 are already out. It's a 1,400 capacity. We're going to have a big crowd, but still plenty of tickets available. Go get them.
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock doors, first act at 7.
Yeah.
Benefiting Louisiana military charities.
You guys have been doing great work for a long time. We're happy to help you out anytime that we can. 18 years that they've been doing this. Thanks, Jacques. And thanks to the folks here at Sammy's. Tomorrow we're at Rufino's. Have a great day, folks. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Get Moss Max and less tax during Happy.
All right, you guys have a good day.
Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it.
$20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 season.